Have you ever had one of those days, or maybe weeks, where you feel like you're just being pulled in a million different directions? You've got this massive to-do list, your inbox is exploding, and everyone wants a piece of your time. It feels like the harder you paddle, the less you actually move. Well, what if I told you the secret to getting amazing results wasn't about doing more, but about doing less? A lot less, actually. This old Russian proverb, well, it just nails the problem, doesn't it? When we try to do everything at once, we split our focus, we dilute our energy, and we end up catching nothing. It's a trap so many of us fall into, thinking that being busy is the same as being productive. Spoiler alert, it's not. Not even close. There's this great scene in the movie City Slickers. You've got Mitch, this guy from the city who's totally lost, having a full-on midlife crisis. He's out riding with Curly, this grizzled, tough-as-nails cowboy, and Mitch just asks him straight up, what's the secret to life? And that's Curly's answer. One thing. You just focus on that one single thing. It's so simple, it's almost easy to miss. But that idea, that's the core of what we're talking about today. It's this simple, powerful truth that is behind pretty much every extraordinary result you can think of. And that brings us to this really key idea. Success isn't something that happens all at once. It's sequential. It's built one piece at a time, with each success building on the last, creating this incredible momentum. Kind of like a line of falling dominoes. Now, this isn't just a nice little metaphor. This is real physics. Back in 1983, a physicist named Loren Whitehead discovered something amazing. Get this. A single regular domino can knock over another domino that's 50% bigger than itself. This kicks off what's called a geometric progression, a chain reaction of unbelievable power from a tiny first push. And the power of this is just mind-blowing. The 18th domino in a chain like this would be taller than the Leaning Tower of Pisa. The 31st would tower over Mount Everest. And the 57th domino, that one would be long enough to literally build a bridge from the Earth to the moon. That's the kind of power we're talking about, and it all starts with picking the right first domino. So that's the real question, isn't it? If getting incredible results is all about lining things up and knocking them down, then everything, and I mean everything, hinges on finding that one lead domino and giving it a good, solid push. But before we can do that, we gotta clear away some of the junk, some of the lies we've been told about what it takes to succeed. Okay, the first and biggest lie that holds us back is this idea that everything matters equally. We get hit with 1,000 different tasks, and we feel this pressure to treat every single one of them as a top priority. But the truth is, they aren't. And acting like they are is a one-way ticket to getting average results, at best. You can see this lie in action just by looking at how we organize our day. On the left, you've got the classic to-do list. It's a brain dump, a long, messy collection of things that just pulls you in every direction. It's basically a survival list. But on the right, that's a success list. It's short, it's focused, and it's built around one single important outcome. So how do we get from that messy to-do list to a powerful success list? The secret is something called the Pareto principle. You've probably heard of it as the 80-20 rule, and it's simple. A small minority of your effort, usually around 20%, is going to produce the vast majority of your results, about 80%. Your job is to find that vital 20%. So here's how you do it, practically. You start with that long, overwhelming list of everything you could do. Then you apply the 80-20 rule to it. Find the few things that really matter. But don't stop there. Now you go extreme. You take that shorter list and apply the rule again. Keep whittling it down until you're left with just one thing, the single most important task. That's your lead domino. Look, finding your lead domino isn't something you do just once. It's something you have to do over and over again. So you need a tool, a system you can use in any part of your life for any goal to consistently find your most important task. And that tool is called the focusing question. Here it is, and I want you to really let this sink in because it's that important. What's the one thing I can do such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? This question is like a magic trick. It forces you to think big about what you ultimately want, but it also forces you to focus small on the very next action you need to take. Let's just quickly break this down.
Part one thing, forces you to ditch multitasking and actually prioritize. Part two, I can do, makes it about action, not something you wish you could do, but something you actually can do. And that last part, easier or unnecessary, that's the real test. That's where the leverage is. It ensures that your one action will have that domino effect we were talking about.
Okay, so we have the focusing question. That's our tool. Now, how do we actually build this into our lives? Well, it comes down to a really simple framework that connects your biggest, most ambitious goals with what you do every single day. It's the bridge between knowing what to do and actually doing it. It all starts with purpose. This is your big why. It's the direction you're heading. Your purpose then helps you figure out your priority. That's the one thing you need to do right now to move towards that purpose. And that priority is what drives your productivity, which is just the focused action you take to get it done. It's a chain. Purpose guides priority, and priority powers productivity. But let's be real. How do you actually protect that priority from all the chaos of a normal day? The single most effective tactic for this is called time blocking. It's simple. You identify your one thing for the day, and then you literally schedule an appointment with yourself to do it. And you treat that appointment as the most important meeting you have. Period. A really powerful way to set this up is to split your day. Be a maker in the morning. Dedicate a big, uninterrupted block of time. We're talking like 4 hours, if you can, to your one thing. No distractions. Then, in the afternoon, you can switch gears and be a manager. That's when you handle the emails, the meetings, and all the other stuff that life throws at you. And when you are in that protected time block, you have to go all in. You have to give it everything you've got. The legendary coach George Hallis said it best. Nobody who ever gave his best regretted it. Your most important work deserves your absolute best effort. You have to protect that time ruthlessly. So at the end of the day, it all comes down to this one simple paradox. Think big, but go small. You should have huge, exciting, ambitious goals. Think as big as you possibly can. But the way you achieve those massive goals is by going incredibly small, by focusing all your energy on the single most important action you can take right now. Just line up your dominoes and focus all your attention on knocking over that first one. And that really brings us to the final and most important question of all, the one for you. I want you to take just a second and think about your biggest goal, your greatest ambition. Now ask yourself the question, what is the one thing I can do right now such that by doing it, everything else will become easier or unnecessary? Find that answer, and you haven't just found your next task. You found your first step towards an extraordinary life.